After you've completed inputting data for a SIL verification calculation, you may want to check and make sure that all the data has been appropriately implemented. And that can be done automatically with the Kenexis data validator tool. So in some cases, you may have run a calculation and you end up with results that say NaN or not a number. And when that happens, that means that some of the data that's required to perform the calculation has not been input properly, and it might not be easy to identify where that data problem is, because it could be in a sensor, a logic solver, a final element, in the definition of the IPF as a whole. So Kenexis has implemented an easy tool to help you with that process called the data validation tool. So you can go to the data validation tool. On the main navigation toolbar, you'll see the checkbox icon, which is going to bring you to that page. When you click on the checkbox icon, the SIL verification data validation form comes up, and it is simply a listing of all the attributes of calculation and the results. So you'll see on the validation log that it would look at the sensor interface calculations where it didn't find any problems. And you'll see next sensor type calculations and so on, going through the entire list of everything that can be calculated by the Vertigo tool. So for instance, there's a sensor type called sensor type that couldn't be calculated due to incomplete failure data. There is the PFD could not be calculated for PT002 because the vote to trip option is set to false and there's missing data. PFD and STR information could not be calculated for LT108 because the sensor type has not been assigned. So you'll see the types of information that are going to be available in this verification log. In the specific function that we were just looking at, it was USC 101A where we were seeing all the errors, and you can see that in the IPF calculations it determined that it couldn't perform calculations for USC 101A because the output group voting was not defined. So let's go ahead and, well, if we wanted to, we could copy this information to a clipboard and send it via email if you're looking to get help from support@kenexis.com. Or if you want to go and look at this information yourselves, let's go back into USC 101A, and you'll see that when it comes up, the output group logic has not been selected. So we can go ahead and select 1 out of 1 group logic, and there all the calculations are performed. So that validation tool is a very helpful part of the Vertigo application that can help you identify any missing data or problems in the data that you've entered that are preventing a calculation from being run.